The Luka Doncic slander has just been absurd as of late, as an assistant coach wanted to go on a complete hit piece about Luka Doncic as a bad teammate, as players are just relieved whenever he comes off the court because they can finally play basketball, which I find completely absurd. And I understand Luka Doncic, he plays a lot of iso ball, and it can be very frustrating when that doesn't result in a bucket and it doesn't get the offense moving. That's fair, and I get that. But to say that he's a bad teammate, to say that players play better when they're not with Luka, when they leave the Mavericks and go somewhere else that they're better, is just absurd. We saw the other day, Nikola Jokic won MVP, rightfully deserved. I think he should have won it last year, but cool, that's fine. But Luka finished third in the voting. Someone actually gave him a fourth place vote. And the slander, the disrespect, and just the flat out lies about Luka Doncic has been just ridiculous. But in this video, we're going to break that down and just get to the root of all of this and why the media, as well as some people in the NBA, just feel this way about Luka Doncic. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And if y'all could just curb stomp that like button for me, man, if we get to 750 likes, I'm still going to shave my beard. I'm actually growing that out. It's kind of crazy right now. I hate it. But if this video can get to 300 likes, that would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your support. But let's get into this video, man, because apparently Luka Doncic is a bad teammate. I'm not sure where they got that notion from or that idea. I mean, sure, he's hurt right now. He's forcing up a lot of shots. They're not falling. That three ball is just non-existent. And we know that, but we also know that Luka Doncic is a scorer. He's compared to James Harden a lot, and I would say he's a little bit better than James Harden, even prime James Harden, who was a bucket getter. Pure bucket. Played no defense, all offense. He was great. Luka Doncic, to an extent, is just like that, but he has a little bit of a mixed bag that James Harden didn't have. But at the end of the day, Luka is a scorer. That's what he does. We have Kyrie Irving to facilitate. Kyrie is the floor general, and that's why he's here. But again, a bad teammate. People are happy when he's off the floor. Let's take a look at this. An anonymous veteran assistant coach says you can almost sense a sigh of relief among Luka Doncic's teammates when he checks out of a game. It's a sense of, hey, now we get to play. It's difficult to have any rhythm if you're not touching the ball. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I can see from both sides. I'm not going to be just a biased homer. I get it. On one end, yes. When Luka's on the floor, the offense can be very stagnant, especially if Kyrie's not there. And even sometimes when Kyrie is on the floor with Luka, he'll pass the ball to Kai. Kai gives right back. Luka dribbles the ball till the shot clock goes down to like half a second. He throws up a shot. It doesn't go in. And we're all upset by that. I understand that. Like I said in the intro, he is a scorer. That's his job. If he can get himself going, then the defense focuses more on Luka, which leaves other people open so we can get open shots and better looks for other players. And we've seen that time and time again. But for the entirety of Luka's career, he has been around, no offense, but subpar players that he himself has made look better. I mean, Frank Ntilikina, no matter how you feel about him, I've never been high on this guy. I don't know why we even got him. I mean, it was for the cheap. Didn't give him a big bag. Cool. But he made him look like a great role player. I mean, Dante Exum, who was out of the league for the last 2 seasons, he was playing in Europe, is now a key piece, maybe not in the playoffs, but for the regular season, Dante Exum was a key piece of this team, was very clutch, had a lot of big moments. There are tons of players who have come and gone during the Luka Doncic era that Luka has used to find success. When we went to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, our second best scorer in that series, I want to say it was against the Warriors, was Tim Hardaway Jr. That was only 2 years ago. Where's Tim Hardaway Jr. now? Non-existent, on the bench, throwing up bricks. Kristaps Porzingis, who was here when we played against the Clippers, was non-existent. I mean, he was like our third, sometimes fourth scorer. The list goes on. The players that have come and gone who have maybe found success after the Mavericks, and we'll go into that in a little bit here, but to say Luka is a bad teammate, to say that people and the players are just happy when he's off the floor because they can actually play basketball is wild, because I'd argue that Luka makes his team better. And so to play devil's advocate for Luka, yeah, he's making his team better. Josh Green is looking great right now. Derrick Jones Jr., who has been a journeyman, who was undrafted, is looking like a key piece to this team right now. I want to throw him the bag. I don't care if you want to the luxury tax. We got to keep Derrick Jones Jr. because his defense and three-point shooting has been monumental for us in the playoffs. And I already mentioned Josh Green. Josh Green's been playing very great for us. PJ Washington, whether you like him or not, his offense is kind of shaky, but his defense has been great. Daniel Gafford, I mean, the list goes on. Even Maxi Kleber looks good on this team. I know he's hurt right now, but we have great players right now that Luka Doncic does uplift. And I don't know what happens behind closed doors. I don't have that inside source information, but at least what was conveyed to us from the media, is positive. No one really has come out and said anything bad about Luka. Even Kristaps Porzingis, who's now on the Boston Celtics, admitted that he gave up on the team, that he really wasn't trying that hard. But he didn't say anything bad about Luka. Neither did Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson and Luka are still cool. I'm still rooting for Jalen Brunson now that he's in New York. I hope they beat the Pacers. There have been, and again, there have been players who have come and gone. And I have never heard any player talk bad about Luka Doncic, even when Grant Williams didn't work out. And we've covered Grant Williams a lot on this channel. They both had good things to say about one another. There was no malice. A lot of people were saying how Kyrie Irving was a locker room cancer and that he's a bad player. But when he came here, none of that was true. So you can't really believe everything that you see in the media. But check this out, guys. Too many players thriving elsewhere, when they leave him, just validates this. He doesn't play winning basketball. And I feel like that's just a wild take to have, because there's countless stars in this league who have never won a championship that don't play winning basketball. I mean, look at the Clippers, who we just beat. Paul George never won a championship. James Harden never won a championship. Russell Westbrook never won a championship. Do they play winning basketball? How about, I mean, the list goes on. How about the Clippers? I'm sorry, the Celtics. Jason Tatum, does he play winning basketball? Jaylen Brown, does he play winning basketball? Jimmy Butler, does he play winning basketball? There's a lot of stars that have never won a championship. But does that mean you don't play winning basketball? Luka Doncic has had to work with bare bone talent. We had Davis Bertans, and I'm sorry if you like Davis Bertans. The man was just a fat contract sitting on the bench that we couldn't move to save our lives. But just going over the roster over the last few years, and I've argued this many times, we have the best roster ever assembled around Luka Doncic, and all we need is a full season together to get things going, to feel the rhythm, for guys to develop, and we can go as far as Luka and Kyrie and the rest of the team can take us, which could be the finals next year, if not this year. But check this out, guys. Colin Card had a lot to say today. He went on a rant about Tatum being a better teammate than Luka. Says Luka will score more points, but Tatum will win more championships. Then alleges that Luka couldn't get along with Brunson and says the Kyrie thing could blow up any minute. What is going on right now? Why is the media just constantly attacking Luka Doncic? What did Luka do? What did Luka do to anybody? It makes no sense. First of all, I'm going to break that down, Colin Cowherd. The Brunson thing with Luka, that it didn't work out, to my knowledge, and again, I don't have inside sources, so I'm only going off of what I know and what I've seen. But from what I've seen, it is nothing but love between Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic. And the reason why he left was purely because of money. Out of his own mouth, whether it be true or not, Jalen Brunson admitted that he wanted a contract with Dallas, and at first he was going to take what was offered, or his initial offer was a lot lower than what he eventually wanted, and the Dallas Mavericks were a little bit apprehensive. We saw him play in the playoffs. He was great, and by the time we wanted to give him an offer, New York already had their hooks in him. They hired his dad to join the organization. Nepotism, if you want to call it. But regardless, Jalen Brunson did not have a problem with Luka Doncic. And again, I don't know these people. I don't know their lives, but I'm willing to bet that they have a great relationship. Kyrie about to blow up? What are we talking about? Kyrie has done nothing but uplift Luka as a veteran in this league with a great basketball knowledge and wisdom, and just that temperament to keep Luka locked in on games. There is no way that we still have this narrative of Kyrie Irving as a bad player, as a horrible teammate, as unpredictable. It is outrageous. I don't understand how a player like Luka Doncic, who has never said anything wild in the media, who has never done anything crazy to get in trouble, who has done everything asked of him, and yes, you may not like the way he plays basketball, I get it. Sometimes those dribble moves on the three-point line for the entire shot clock just to throw a 40-foot three that just goes off the backboard, it's very, very exhausting, and I hate to see it. I wish he passed the ball more. I wish he attacked the paint more, but regardless of that, that should not warrant that he's a bad teammate, that him and Brunson didn't work out, that Kyrie's about to blow up, and that players love it when he comes off the court. And to compare him to Jason Tatum, I'm going to be completely honest. Jason Tatum has had a lot more help than Luka. And the fact that they've made it to the finals once, congratulations. That's more what I can say about our current team, our current roster. Luka's never made it to the finals. But you also fell apart in the finals. You also have a super team, regardless of how you want to look at it. That's a super team. You got not Jalen Brunson. You got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, Derrick White, Drew Holiday. The list goes on. You have so many other players on that team. Yeah, you're the only team in the league with 60-plus wins. You should be winning games. It shouldn't be hard for you guys. But the Dallas Mavericks, who dealt with injuries all season, who was out of the playoff picture for a little bit and had to fight their way to that 5th seed, speaks volumes to the player that Luka Doncic is and how he uplifts his players and his teammates. And It's ridiculous. It's exhausting. It's something that I feel like as Mavericks fans, we saw this way back when with Dirk, and I feel like it's even worse now with Luka. But the last thing I want to show you guys is this. Reggie Bullock, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Frank Ntilikina, Willie Cauley-Stein, Trey Burke, Spencer Dinwiddie, Boban, Christian Wood, Seth Curry twice, all played meaningful minutes during the Luka era. All those players were monumental in our playoff runs that had big contributions to the team. But where are they? Where are they now? They're not in the playoffs. I mean, I love Boban. I love Dorian Finney-Smith. Those are my guys that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I wish one day we could get Dorian Finney-Smith back, or even Boban for that matter. I love those guys. But the rest of us, where's Willie Cauley-Stein? I mean, where's JaVale McGee? Where are all these players? Where's Trey Burke? To say that players don't want to play with Luka, to say that players also have a better career once they leave Luka when that's just objectively not true is wild. And I'll give you Kristaps Porzingis and Jalen Brunson. Jalen's killing it. Kristaps is in the playoffs. He's hurt right now. I think he'll be back shortly. Who knows? But it's just crazy. The narrative around Luka Doncic is horrible, but we are here to end that today. We are going live to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Dallas Mavericks Game 2 game tonight. And don't worry, there will be no Thunder fans. It's just big me for this live stream, and we are going to get that dub to prove all the naysayers, all the haters wrong that Luka Doncic is a bad teammate, that Luka Doncic just doesn't play winning basketball. We're going to prove all of them wrong. If not today, we're going to prove it by the end of this series because we are the Mavericks. We fight, we win, and we don't give up. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far into the video. Check out our Discord and Twitter. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a free jersey giveaway. The winner will be announced the first week of June. I'll probably put it out in a few days from now. I got to find out my dates and stuff. But if you want to join our giveaway, all you have to do is become a channel member of any tier, which automatically puts you in the drawing. But I'll see you guys in a few hours when we go live for tonight's game. I got to take a nap. I'm tired. Peace.